I'm actually here to share my success story with you, how the journey has been for me in my career life. And I didn't want to do this before, but I have a couple of my friends who had reached out to me that there was need for me to also inspire people. And, I also want to take this moment to encourage someone to be a little bit more sensitive. You wouldn't know how much people are dealing, and you wouldn't want to contribute to their depression. And if you're my friend on Instagram, if you're my contact on WhatsApp, you know that yes, everywhere blew up yesterday. It was quite an honor. It was quite a moment for me, a moment of celebration. It was quite a moment, emotional moment for me, I would say. But in that excitement, in those mixed feelings of different emotions, I had actually skipped the most important parts of this my story. So this is an award of performance for 2021, a Giant Star Award, and I was asked to give an acceptance. And in that moment, I had mixed calling out someone who is really, or who has really been an important part of my story. And guys, ladies, permit me to rededicate this award to a great friend of mine, who has actually been a good support to me. Hi guys, hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are just tuning in today, I think this should be the right time for you to hit on the subscribe button and also hit on the notification bell so that you get more videos dropping. I actually have a couple more to share with you. To my all-time favorite viewers, to my supporters on here, outside, my friends, family, my great support systems, people that can actually sleep on this my channel. Guys, you don't know how much this means to me. Thank you so much for always rooting for this girl, and a girl is here being so appreciative. And guys, keep watching, because I just hope I don't get all emotional today, because I'm already feeling it. So I'm here to share with you, like I said before, some key highlights in my career and how it's been so far. I started working in July 2012 as a salesperson, actually. And I would say from July 2012, I've always been a top performer. What actually had affected my career today is the fact that I'm actually not able to create a balance between my life as a career person, my private space, and me as a family person. There are a lot of opportunities that I was actually limited with the singular fact that I am a military wife, because most times the only parent at home, my husband is hardly not around. So most things that would come my way, what comes first are the choices I make regarding my children, regarding the fact that they were still tender and I actually needed to train them to a certain level. So with this, I would say it actually limited me, and I stayed 10 good years on a particular role. Okay, so to someone today watching, um being on a role for so long doesn't really pay anyone. I've learned from this, and I also don't want you to make mistakes on your career. So I've made a couple of mistakes, I've made a couple of assumptions, but the key factor to me was there was a point when I knew, yes, there has been a lot of mistakes on this role, and there was actually need for me to stop and start all over. So that is what I'm here to share with you today. So as a top performer in 2018 happened to be the worst. And I would say 2018 also happened to be the most impactful year in my 9 to 5 career. This is basically because, yes, in 2018, it was my worst performing year. The only year I've not gotten a plaque. I wasn't able rewarded for performance and all of those. But it was actually a year that made me know that, yes, you've been performing, you've been really generating a lot of revenue for your company, but I've really not been developing myself. And I drew a line. Also in 2018, I had some important person on my row come to tell me that there was need for me to leave while the ovation was the loudest. This was actually a good advice. So if you're somewhere where you're doing well, so well, look out for opportunities outside. Look out for things outside. The truth is, if you go out, you earn more. If you come back, you even earn more. So this is also something I learned. So I the disadvantage from heeding to this advice was it killed me into pieces. One, because I didn't know what I wanted. Two, because there wasn't any plan. Three, because it made me get more desperate to want to go out, to want to leave what I was doing to get. I was ready to settle even for the less, regardless of how much they pay me. At that point, it wasn't the money, but I was forgetting that experience also comes into play. Thank God for great support system. Thank God for people who started mentoring me. So on your career path and in life, it is also good for you to have good mentors that would always draw you back when you're going out of line. So that was actually what saved me in 2018. I took a bold step and someone took a great risk in my career, and I'm here today sharing this with you. I looked out a couple of times. I got depressed a couple of times because there are some places I would go and I will reach a final stage in the process. It's either they are short underpaying me with almost 50% of what my annual income was, or not. But when you are in an organization that is high up there and you want to come down below that and also collect something below what you're making, like I'm not going to get any experience from all these places I'm applying to. Relatively, something wasn't working well, and there was need for me to slow down and start all over. Guys, if you're someone out here today who thinks that you've always had it ongoing, how do you start all over? When you start is not a problem. How long you've been there is not a problem. But there's always chance for you to stop and start all over. And that was what I did in 2018. There was need for me to rediscover what I wanted, rediscover who I was, and also get to develop myself. First things first, I have a couple of persons who on this journey of self-rediscovery had come in really, really handy for me. And yesterday, my company celebrated me. It was actually a giant award for me, and that award basically is in stages. This is the first stage as a Green Star awardee in 2019. Then when I thought that 2019 was that moment where I've broken all the boundaries, here came 2020. I became a champion again in 2020, and this 2020 was a wow moment, like. And in these years of winning, what has actually gotten me more depressed was the fact that I was actually looking out to get higher, to advance in my career life, and those weren't forthcoming. I knew there was a mistake somewhere because, particularly, companies reaching out to me, like I said, were companies I wouldn't want to settle in. But in the verge of desperation, guys, anything is possible. Yesterday, this was an award that broke everywhere. This is an award for being consistent for 3 good years, back to back to back. And I was asked to give an acceptance speech, and I missed a couple of things in my mood of celebration. Okay, so I'm here today to rededicate this to someone that has been a part of my success story in my career. Guy retouched my CV, and it was a starting point for me. Guy retouched my LinkedIn account, and I would say that through that singular thing he did, companies that were reaching out to me now were sophisticated companies, companies that can stand at par with my current company, and it was all kudos to him. At least I went to a series of interviews that actually prepared me for where I am today. So this is for you, Mobolaji. This is for the years you've been a great friend to me. The years have actually disturbed you, and this is for me to apologize to you that yesterday was actually not intentional. I hope you forgive me. Okay, so having said that, it is also very important to me to also mention some people who have also contributed to where I am today. Bidemi, thank you so much for being a good friend too. Um, Olaumi, thank you for all the days you actually motivated me to stay in here. You actually reminded me of how it wasn't easy being an entrepreneur and the need for me to keep pushing till I get something better for myself. Thank you, Olaumi. Um, thank you, Famada. You understand me very well. Thank you so much for all the encouragement or the inspirations. Thank you for being a good friend. And to every other person who I mentioned on the stage, thank you all guys for coming through. Ayobami, again and again, thank you so much. I mean, you and Bolaji are two people I'm never going to let go as my friends on here. Thank you to my cousin Divine. Thank you to Lua Kemi. Thank you to Chekube. And thanks to my auntie. These are my prayer warriors. They've actually kept me winning, I would say. Okay, so guys, this is actually a girl signing out from a role she has done for 10 years into something really bigger. And then I remembered what someone told me in 2018 that I should leave when the ovation was loudest. Guys, I didn't just leave when the ovation was loudest. I left the role beyond the loudest ovation. If I could do this, you somewhere watching me, regardless of what you're passing through, regardless of the phase you are currently in your life, your time will come. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. I love you all.